Hi, Murph.
Hi, Alan. Here we are again. We thought we might wind this up, but then we're in Victoria and we went back down into lockdown. And so here we still are. Who knew?
So, hello, people who aren't in Victoria. Please, on our behalf, run around, touch each other, and
go out. I mean, I know they're saying don't go out and don't, all of that, all the right advice, but go out.
Yeah.
Have some lunch somewhere.
Go out safely, or I don't know, have sex in a public place. I don't know what you're allowed to do in other places. I think in the Northern Territory, you're basically allowed to do it with a kangaroo.
Is that right?
Well, no. That's how low the restrictions are.
And South Australia, no cases in South Australia. So
no, well, not of COVID.
No, well, that's right. Many other kinds of cases. Wine.
Have we talked about this? That the Northern Territory News, possibly, well, easily the best newspaper in Australia, and I genuinely mean that. When the toilet paper thing happened, published an edition with 8 blank pages.
I love it.
And you just think, well, like, that's actually thinking about your readership.
That's right. That's
and
right.
It's just hilarious. But
and hilarious.
People are actually sitting down and going, what do people need at the moment? Well, they're going to wipe their asses. Well, we can do something about that. We own a whole bunch of paper.
That's right. That's right. Who needs toilet paper from the supermarket when you can get all the newspapers, cut them in half and cut them in half. So you make it into quarters and then you put a little hole through it, bit of string, hang it on a nail. There you go.
Now, I've got to say, speaking of which, one of the greatest phrases, because New Zealand's got a few good phrases and descriptive phrases for things, or descriptions for things. But Australia really has got it going on. And you and I were in the makeup room at Specks and Specs one time, and there was a blowfly in the makeup room. And you said, oh, look, a dunny budgie.
Had you not heard that term before?
Of course I hadn't, Miff. Because I didn't live in Mildura in the late 70s and early 80s, and I didn't learn it from my dad, because you said, oh, Dad, that's what Dad calls them.
Yeah, dunny budgies. They're always the big slow ones. So, they're like a small bird, and they're always in the outhouse. It was never inside the house. The dunny budgies would live in the tin dunny right out the back, and that's where you would find the toilet paper that was made out of newspaper.
The tin dunny?
Tin dunny out the back, the long drop, yeah.
When I first moved...
Full of snakes.
What?
Always snakes in the outhouse, in the country, always. Terrifying. Yeah, they like to get up under the rim.
People, don't say snakes under the rim.
Just got to check before you go out.
People say that not drinking enough water gives you constipation. Snakes under the rim would give me... that whole thing of when you're in a public toilet, do you squat or do you sit? You don't go in because there's snakes on the motherfucking plane, to paraphrase Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, the worst thing though, can I just say this is something that you wouldn't know about me. You being tall, you can choose to squat or sit. Whereas someone like myself, this is what I found particularly difficult when I was in the jungle and we had to share a toilet. There was one for we and one for number twos. We had to share a toilet with the gentleman, and it was quite high for the number ones, the wees, and quite a few of them. And this occupied us for a good number of days, trying to work out which of the men was pissing all over the seat, because they'd lift the seat up, but it was made out of like some sort of what's that wood that's really kind of porous. So it was just all wet all the time. And then you think about someone like me on a high toilet, I didn't get a choice whether I had to squat or sit because my legs wouldn't even touch the ground when I sat. It was awful. It was awful. I just had to sit in.
I have so many questions, and I'm going to ask every single one of them. Firstly, tell me you're not saying that it was made of balsa wood.
Yes. Yeah, they'd sort of done a bit of jungle art on the toilet to make it look like it was part of the jungle, but in actual fact, there was a bit of, it was like porous balsa wood, right, where you didn't need it to be.
That you make model planes out of when you're a 12-year-old New Zealand boy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was gross. It was like a cork or something, that kind of texture. So
it could have been, it could have been cork because I'm going to preface this by saying I know nothing about the jungle, but cork sounds like it might be a thing that's in the jungle.
Yeah.
Now wait a minute.
Why don't they just make it? Why don't they just make it like a normal toilet? And there's no cameras in here. Just make it so we can wipe it down and it'll be clean. But no.
So, secondly, thank you for telling me there were no cameras in there. That surprises but delights me. Secondly, they had 2 toilets, one for weeing and one for pooing. This seems odd. But what seems odder is that grown men, and I believe grown men participated in this show.
And they weren't drunk. We weren't allowed to drink, so there was no drinking. So that's no excuse for peeing on the toilet seat. Because, we've all heard that before. My aim was wrong.
Sit down then. That's what I say, mate. It doesn't take, in fact, it takes less time to take your pants off and sit down than it does to fumble with your zip, try and get your dick out.
And keep your pants up.
And you've been drinking, it's much smaller than you have told everyone it is.
You got to find it.
And that's it. Then you've got to you might have to pull various bits back. And then it's all over the shop anyway. Just sit down.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to be.
I love that.
I can't believe that grown men would not, like, everyone's accidentally peed on a thing. Wipe it.
Yeah, but once you'd done it on this porous material, you couldn't wipe it.
Oh, not even with some sort of absorbent palm leaf.
Yeah, so it just kind of got wetter and wetter as the weeks went by.
Myth. Oh.
Disgusting. It was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So, yeah, I never thought I would say the one thing I missed the most was the fact that I was the button on a toilet that allowed you to flush, because that, to me, represented back to normal. Oh.
You just said it got wetter and wetter as the weeks went on. In my head, I was trying to work out whether there was any list of good things that got wetter and wetter as the weeks went on. There's actually not.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
There's nothing. Like, no. Just like a level of wetness for a certain...
Ellen. Hi, Ellen.
Hi. Oh, I should tell you I'm in the kitchen again. That's Helen. She's going for a walk around the block because she's working at home. You might also hear the dishwasher because I forgot to put it on this morning. So at any point there's a weird gushing sound, it's not Myth having a flashback to what happened in the jungle.
And my waters aren't breaking.
Imagine, that'd be the ultimate excuse. Like, you work with let's say there are dickheads who work in television who are men. I mean, I know that's not the case, but let's say there are dickheads who are men who work in television. Imagine if you just pissed all over the cork/balsa toilet seat and you, for instance, called them out and they went, oh, my water's broke.
It would be great. I guess you could say it in a way. That's true, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you'd have to give them some props for doing it before you stuck a snake up their rim.
Oh, and there were snakes in there too, let me tell you. We had to clear out of camp a couple of times because the snake catcher had to go in and have a look and see what was in there, rustling around. It's pretty creepy. Hey, Alan, we are in lockdown again. How are you feeling? Are you okay with the thought of 6 weeks ahead of this?
Look, I'm much more okay with it than I am with everyone getting sick.
Yeah.
It's pretty upsetting, and I'll be honest that I shouldn't have watched all those films featuring Dustin Hoffman and Jodie Foster in the early 90s, where everyone's in hazmat suits.
That's right.
But it's a thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing, it's not the end of the world. Unfortunately, it is the end of the world for some people. And I feel greatly for having lost older people. My parents were older. This is going to get, we'll get back to snakes under the rim real quick. Don't worry about it. Because my parents were older, we went to funerals a lot because the rallies were all older. And having had my parents die many years ago now, unfortunately, I know that the ripple, you know, when we might read in such august journals as the Herald Sun that 20 people have died, it's not just 20 people.
It's people with families who.
Yeah, and
so it's. I think it's very easy to forget these numbers are real, isn't it?
Yeah, and these are people that are older, unfortunately, and probably had amazing lives that I hope one day we will find out about. Because anyone who's, you know, lived to 80, 85, 90 has done amazing things that we should all know about.
Yeah.
But they've got kids, they've got grandkids, they've got great grandkids. Some of them have got great great grandkids who have known them. And that's sort of the thing that gets me, is that the I suppose the ripples of we think there are few deaths, and there are compared to other countries, but the people that are affected by them are myriad. And
there's no less. Yeah, I feel you. That's so true. And it's a great way of looking at it, I think, especially in terms of, you know, I've had a bit of a poor me moment a couple of days ago when I found out we're in lockdown, because I'm not drinking during the week, trying to keep that on the level, because, you know, that can get a bit serious when you've got nothing else to do. And so I had a bit of a cry on the couch. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
And then I ate just about an entire packet of Wagon Wheel biscuits, all bar one, which I proceeded to. Like, I just ate them. I've never so aggressively, emotionally eaten in my life. Like, it was aggressive. I was just shoving them in because I think I wanted the sugar that you'd get from alcohol if you were to have a drink. And anyway, but then I'd sort of moved past that, and it's like, well, it's not that hard, is it? We've got roofs, we've got happy homes, I've got beautiful pets, and I've got beautiful friends. So, and they're not going away. So, and I'm one of the lucky ones. So I figure we'll be all right. Just keep the Wagon Wheels away from me.
Yeah, I agree, and I've done the same thing. I've had some good cries, but I also think that it's very important. There are people who are far, 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 far worse off than us, and unfortunately always have been,
yeah,
always will be. But I do not think that we should underestimate. I think underestimating your own grief hurts you.
Mm. Yeah.
I think we're allowed to be upset about the things that that upset us, but I think we're also allowed to use that and go, how can we help someone else?
Yeah, exactly.
We can have a cry and then go, right, pull that snake out from under the rim.
The rim and get on that toilet and do your business, Alan.
Get back on that socially, motivated toilet. And wow, this metaphor is going nowhere. I'm shutting it down.
I love it. Oh, I loved it. That was great.
Now, speaking of, you said you've got lovely pets. How is the ongoing actual battle between cat and dog?
Oh, it's up and down. Merv seems to now be quite fine. He's worked out a system whereby he can freely come and go without living in fear of Vivian. But Steve has since retreated back to under the bed and doesn't appear all day. Hates it. So
now let's just Merv and Steve are the cats, and Vivian is the new dog.
That's right. And she's a big dog now. I don't know what's in her, what breed necessarily, but she's turned into a small horse. I'll show you.
Oh, yeah, do. Oh, this is the problem, isn't it? You get them and you think, this is going to be a beautiful dog, and they are beautiful, and then suddenly they can't get it. Oh, my Myth.
Isn't she beautiful? But look how big she is.
4 weeks ago, she was like, admittedly it would have been a large handbag, but she would have fitted in a handbag.
She'd fit in a suitcase. I know.
No, you cannot take that dog as carry-on anymore.
I know.
That dog is too big.
Too big. But yeah, so Merv's cool with this one. Oh, look, she's tired. I woke her up from her sleep. Oh, she stinks too. But yeah, Steve is not into it. And I went away for a couple of days. I went down to the beach and he got a taste of what life was like without her, and I think he loved it. So I feel like he's contemplating his future at the moment. Sadly, he's stuck here. So yeah,
I know he loves you, Myth, but I think the time has come where he's going to leave home.
I hope not. Nah, he's got it too good. And look, she's had so many hits on the face with a claw and a fist.
But look at the collar on it.
I know.
Like, that's a big, thick leather collar. I mean, guys called Danny B wear that out on Saturday nights.
True. Yeah.
For entertainment purposes. That's a big collar.
Yeah, it's a big dog. Yeah.
Oh my God, she's going to get huge.
The size of these feet.
Oh, that's just ridiculous.
No, she's ridiculously cute. I better put her back to bed. She looks like she'll groan in a minute. She does the best groans. Come on, mate.
Look at her.
Oh, I can barely lift her. She's that big.
She's going to be bigger than you in about 2 weeks.
No. That's not hard, let's be honest.
Any clothes that you don't feel like wearing anymore, you better put Vivian in.
Don't think I haven't done that. You've seen the jacket, the leopard jacket, haven't you? You've seen that.
No.
Oh, she's got a little leopard skin. Little leopard skin walking jacket. Oh, look, I'm taking full advantage.
A walking jacket.
Yeah, a walking jacket. She hates it. She gets embarrassed, I think. But anyway, bad luck. I'm in charge.
Myth.
Yeah.
Of course she gets embarrassed.
Yes.
If she put a leopard skin walking jacket on you, actually, no, you wouldn't get embarrassed.
I love it. Exactly. I don't know what her problem is. But have you been having weird dreams because of COVID?
I don't know whether it's because of COVID, but yeah, I certainly have been having like odd dreams that feature, like last night they all featured Denise Scott. And not like, the problem is they're not like amazing dreams. They're not like, I mean, you shouldn't tell anyone your dreams anyway, because they're always boring once you tell them.
That sounds good though. Denise got in your dreams. Surely that has to be amazing.
But she was just in all of them, either like as the central player or passing through. Though I did have, and I've just said you should never tell anyone your dreams because they're boring. So now I'm going to be boring. So this is just a warning.
Just fast forward for about a minute.
Yeah, just about a minute. I had a dream a couple of nights ago that featured every member of my family, but each of them only had one giant tooth. No, not between them, because that would be weird.
That would be just one tooth each.
One big tooth each.
It's messed up.
Like there.
And that's it. That's all they had in the mouth.
That's all they had. One giant tooth each.
Would you be watching Bugs Bunny cartoons or something to get you there, or was it?
I don't know. I love the idea. That phrase of, have you been watching Bugs Bunny cartoons to get you there? There's a vaguely sexual overtone, which I find hilarious and upsetting at the same time, because I know everyone's got a thing, but can you imagine just going, look, so like you've been in a relationship for a while, you're really enjoying each other's company, things are getting hot and heavy, and the person says, to really get myself over the line, it's about Bugs Bunny. I don't know whether people say to get myself over the line.
Oh, look, you never know. I think they might. I
imagine footy players do.
Yes, of course. Runners,
yeah. Look, babe. Or to get myself over the line, there's a Bugs Bunny thing I'm into.
What would you do if someone said that? Would you say, okay, I'm open? Or would you say, I need to think about that? Or...
I'll be honest, I don't really have a problem as long as it's not, like, I know this is really cliche, as long as it's not hurting anyone else.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, if someone wants you to dress up as Bugs Bunny because it gets them across the line.
To be honest, I don't really want to be there for that, but
Oh, no. I don't want to be there for that either. But, like, if they're willing to pay for the cosy.
Yeah, who's it going to hurt?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Who's it going to hurt? And if it gets them over the line, then, and you like them, then...
Sure.
Like, it's totally fine. If someone likes to, as you can see behind me, like if someone's into sieves.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're just sieves.
Yeah, they look great on your head.
Yeah, and if someone's into that, like, what gets you across the line, mate? A sieve on your head.
Now, speaking of what gets you across the line, though, Denise Scott in your dreams, what the hell?
I know it was so unspecific. Like, I just woke up and just went, wow, every dream I had comedian, broadcaster, entertainer, author, Denise Scott it. And like, it was like almost...
You were actually hanging out with Denise?
Well, no, it was almost like an Alfred Hitchcock thing where Alfred Hitchcock's in every Alfred Hitchcock film. Like, it was... They weren't particularly Denise-centric.
No.
But
just around. They were Denise adjacent.
That's exactly it. They were sort of, they just pulled up along the side of Denise. And she was...
I love that idea of your dreams in like a fast food car parking lot, and they pull up beside and you're waiting to get served through the window by someone on roller skates, and you pull up beside your dream pulled up beside Denise.
Oh, remember happy days. And the waitresses on roller skates who A, were on roller skates and B, were always really surly. And I just remember thinking, roller skates. And then when I got a bit older, surly girls. And
says a lot about you, Alan Bro. I love it. Can I tell you, I remember my cousin, she was a bit of a roller skater. They lived in Swan Hill, and I, of course, came from Red Cliffs near Mildura. Swan Hill was a couple of hours away, and we'd go down there sometimes and stay over the holidays. But she was a bit of a whiz on the roller skating rink, like had the electric blue outfits, like the sort of satiny looking outfits with the diamantes and the small skirts and the booties that would go over your white boot roller skates. And I remember thinking she was eating a bit, and she was amazing, could do twirls and everything. And then, so that Christmas I asked Mum and Dad for some roller skates. And of course, I wanted the white boots because, you know, who didn't? And Xanadu and all of that. But I mean, bless Mum and Dad, / Santa. I got those adjustable ones, you know, the ones that just had the foot bit at the front and the ankle strap at the back, but you could adjust the size of them. They were not good. That was not a good roller skate to get for Christmas. I remember we were it was so lame. I shared it with my friend who lived down the road, and we would both roller skate on one skate together down the driveway. I think that entertained me for weeks. Simple pleasures.
That is one of the loveliest things I've ever heard, that you took what is, you were genuinely given the three-legged dog of roller skates, and you just went, my friend and I are going to roller skate together,
Yeah.
one each.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot about what a wonderful person you are, Mick.
Oh, not really, because I've been doing a bit of stuff, Ellen. You're going to love this. Because I'm trying to write a book, right? And I've sort of found some stuff.
What are you writing a book about?
Oh, just stories of my
Great.
life, and nothing terribly exciting. But I found an old school report, right? Mum gave me this, and I thought I was a good student. Like in my head, I've gone, I was pretty good. And then this is what year was it? Year 10. I caught this. I won't say who the teacher is. I was astounded. Everyone's saying, you know, could pay more attention in class. I knew that. Easily distracted, all of those. But, you know, pretty standard. Nothing amazing, nothing. God, this was harsh. Mfanwi has shown that her basic English skills are quite well developed. However, her writing lacks depth and understanding of the task. Most of this stems from her inattentiveness and continual self-confessed disinterest. The bulk of the information she lacks is born out of class discussion, where notes have to be taken and you have to listen, underlined, to what is being said. At this stage, Mfanwi is certainly lacking in the latter. Achievement C, effort D.
Oh, you've got to call the book Achievement E. Effort C. You have to. Oh, that's so. And that should be you know how occasionally people get other people to write prefaces to their book to say, like, I've known her forever. She's amazing. She's always been really one of the smartest people I knew. Her writing's been amazing. You should just print that as the preface.
Yes, that's a good idea.
And it would be really funny to just open up and someone to go, she just doesn't listen and her writing's not very good. And
good, she doesn't think about stuff.
She's not making much of an effort. Oh, I love the idea. Also, that's a good title for a book. Myth Warhurst. Never made much of an effort.
Not much effort. I've got some other.
I'm so looking forward to your book.
I know, it'll be pretty good. But like, speaking of Santa, here's a Santa letter.
Oh, Myth.
I know, isn't it adorable? Oh, look, I didn't beat around the bush, though. Didn't waste much time with Santa. To Santa. To dear Santa, for Christmas, could I please have a pony and a stack hat, safety first, and could I please have all the kissing Barbie's clothes that you can get? Love from Miffy. Just a few requests in that one. That's pretty good.
I think we have to finish, but I need to ask, did you get a pony? Did you get a stack hat? Did you get the kissing Barbie stuff?
I got the stack hat in the hope that in the hope that my uncle might, at some point, because I told you about how he bred horses, might handball me one at some stage, which he did eventually. But yeah, I got the stack hat. That
I
was
also
enough.
like the idea that in my imagination, there is a connection between you getting a stack hat and your parents hoping that you will listen in class more. Oh, I can't wait for your book.
It should be funny. I hope people laugh.
Oh, look, it'll, of course, I mean, I love you, obviously, but it will be great. You have so many things to say, and you have obviously kept lots of things, which is a wonderful resource to have.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
All right. I'll make sure you can read the first draft. I've also got my infant welfare centre child book, which is really cute. I know we're running out of time, but like so cute.
All your inoculations and how much you weighed and whether...
Or how much I weigh, but look, Mum even said I was the fourth kid. She started it, just never finished it.
Oh, imagine her report, her, maternal health nurse report. They just go, has given up on fourth child and bought stack hat.
Well, it says a lot about my school report as to what I did in class. So there you go. It all runs in the family. That's nice and neat and a little bow then, isn't it?
I love that it just stops. She's 3 months old. She's alive.
She'll be right. I've lost interest.
We'll just put her in the front pack and off we go down to the IGA.
Well, Alan, I guess we'll do this next week because we're
yeah, we will be doing it a little bit more.
Down for another hot 6.
I hope it's making things. I hope, you know what? I hope people can watch it. I think I've said this before after they put the kids to bed and just go, well, shit isn't as fucked as I thought it was today.
And on that note, beautiful. Love you.
Love you too. See you, babe.
Bye.